Hello, Falcons fans. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining Falcons Fly, where we provide comprehensive coverage of the Falcons. I would like to invite you to view a video presentation and engage in a discussion.
Let's watch Falcons fly!
The Atlanta Falcons' 2025 schedule has been released, indicating a highly anticipated fall season. The Falcons' 2025 schedule includes 5 primetime games, along with their international game in Week 10 against the Indianapolis Colts in Berlin, Germany. This schedule presents 6 matchups within a national viewing window, positioning the Falcons for a successful season. The Falcons' public spotlight will commence in Week 2 when they travel to Minnesota for a rematch against the Vikings. US Bank Stadium presents a formidable challenge for any team, especially in a primetime setting. However, the Falcons overcame similar circumstances in 2024, emerging victorious with a 22-21 score against the eventual Super Bowl champions during their Monday Night Football appearance in Week 2. The NFL announced on Tuesday that the Falcons will face the Indianapolis Colts on November 9th in Berlin, Germany, for a Week 10 international game. The remainder of the 17-game schedule was released on Wednesday. It includes a divisional home opener in Atlanta, the Falcons' earliest bye week since 2017, and 5 primetime games. The Falcons will host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on September 7th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium during Week 1. The game will commence at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Falcons' inaugural primetime game will be held on September 14th, Week 2, as an away match against the Minnesota Vikings. The kickoff is scheduled for 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time at US Bank Stadium. Following this, Atlanta will remain on the road for a divisional game against the Carolina Panthers on September 21st at Bank of America Stadium. Subsequently, the Falcons will return home on September 28th to face the Washington Commanders. Both Week 3 and 4 games will commence at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Week 5 will be the Falcons' bye, which is the earliest possible bye week in the league. The Falcons' extended lead up to the Bills game may also feel protracted, as their Week 6 game is not scheduled until Monday, October 13th. This second primetime matchup will be a home game against the Buffalo Bills at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Conversely, the extended lead up to the Bills game will facilitate a swift turnaround for a cross-country Week 7 road game. The Falcons will encounter the San Francisco 49ers at Levi's Stadium on October 19th with an 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. This will mark Atlanta's third primetime game. Atlanta will then have 2 consecutive 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoffs again between Weeks 8 and 9, first against the Miami Dolphins at home on October 26th, and subsequently against the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium on November 2nd. Week 10 will be the Falcons' international game, as they will serve as the away team. The Falcons will return to the United States on November 16th to host the Panthers in a Week 11 divisional rematch, commencing at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This game will resolve Carolina's involvement in the NFC South race. In the interim, the Falcons will engage in their inaugural matchup against the New Orleans Saints on November 23rd. This week, 12 divisional game will commence at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time at Caesars Superdome. Following this, the Falcons will remain on the road in Week 13, traveling to New York to face the New York Jets on November 30th. The kickoff is scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern Time at MetLife Stadium. This will be a homecoming for the Falcons' newly appointed defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich, who previously served as the Jets coach from 2021 to 2024. The Falcons will conclude Week 14 with another 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff at home against the New York Jets on December 11th. This will precede their 4th primetime game in Week 15. The Falcons-Buccaneers rematch at Raymond James Stadium has been scheduled for an 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on December 11th, a Thursday. This will conclude the divisional matchup, followed by a brief respite. However, the Falcons will remain on the road in Week 16, with a 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff against the Arizona Cardinals at State Farm Stadium on December 21st. The Falcons will return to Atlanta for their inaugural and sole set of consecutive home games, which will undoubtedly provide compelling storylines for Week 17 and 18. On December 29th, a Monday, the Falcons will host the Los Angeles Rams for their 5th and final primetime game. The kickoff is scheduled for 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. This will also be a reunion of sorts, albeit slightly delayed. Both head coach Raheem Morris and offensive coordinator Zach Robinson joined the Falcons from the Rams in 2024. Morris was with the Rams from 2021 to 2023, while Robinson was with the Rams from 2019 to 2023. In the regular season finale, the Falcons will either face the Saints on Saturday, January 3rd or Sunday, January 4th. The kickoff time will be determined later. The outcome of this game may impact the NFC South standings depending on the performances of the Falcons and Saints. The Falcons' next primetime game is in Week 15, a rematch of last year's thrilling Thursday night game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. This late-season matchup could have division implications for the two teams that battled for the NFC South last year. Following a 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time late afternoon game against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 16, the Falcons conclude their primetime schedule with a game against the Los Angeles Rams on Monday, December 29th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. This game may be particularly intriguing for the Rams, given their acquisition of Atlanta's first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. With division games distributed throughout the schedule and challenging opening and closing stretches, the Falcons will require sustained focus throughout the year. One certainty is the significant attention that Atlanta will receive. I would appreciate your insights on the potential future trajectory of the Atlanta Falcons. Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and feel free to express your appreciation by liking the video. Thank you for your attention. I trust that you have a pleasant remainder of your day. I eagerly anticipate sharing my next video with you.
Let's watch Falcons fly.